Now that we have power back, welcome back to some more Stormworks. I'm StormRunner Gaming, and today we are back here with my modern Yacht V2, the vessel that I've been throwing back into the workshop and revamping, because of course this is a early access game, which means we are getting those amazing updates every Friday, and so there are so many different and new things, and as well there are so many new techniques that I've learned to build better ships. So taking something pretty old, something I've built forever ago, and revamping it. I mean, I'm pretty excited for this project in front of us. And currently the boat is sort of an empty shell. We don't have much going for it. We need to do a lot of decor work, of course a lot of outside work, as well as those engines and the bedrooms and whatnot inside and out. And one of the things I do want to mention, on my free time, I did go around and actually create an entrance to the front of the boat, or access to the front of the boat, if you will. And I believe it's a little bit more elegant than stairs or whatnot, or excuse me, a ladder. But basically it uses a sliding door that's sunken in and stairs that go up, and I added a little bit of glass as well as some angling around it. I think it was the best out of the couple different options I did try. Of course, I would like to thank anyone that actually did suggest anything for the boat. If you guys do have any ideas, if it's crazy, wacky, I don't care. If you want a space elevator on it, you guys can leave that in the comments down below, because I mean, some crazy idea could spark something pretty cool for the boat actually in my own mind, or maybe somebody else's, feeding off of others people's comments there for some amazing ideas for this boat in front of us. But anyways, enough of me blabbing here. Let's get into the time lapse.
Performance guided tangled up book about sex that was read by hundreds of thousands of performance guided people who were all tangled up about sex. Follow me? So why don't you call that a bad job and do better?
I don't understand. What's making the pilot so late? He promised to join us immediately, sir.
Al's really a strange type.
He's the best there is.
Alright guys, it looks like the changes to the boat have been pretty good. We've got a working engine in the engine room down here with those dual medium engines, and our line, our floating line or buoyancy line, whatever you call it, I don't know exactly, but it still is pretty good even though we have a few thousand liters of fuel in here, especially with that extra amount in the front. Of course, you saw me put in this pretty cool fuse box here. I may have to spruce up this as well as maybe the rest of the engine room in a future update, but all these controls just make sure that the engine actually runs pretty well. And if we do give it some throttle here, turn on those pumps and start it up, we get a working engine. Give it some clutch, and even though the RPMs do sink down a bit, we still have a working boat here. There's not much else I've changed. You may have seen me walking up and down this once or twice during it, and I don't think anything else has really changed. Of course, I'm going to have to do a lot of just sprucing up around this probably in the next episode, and I'm probably not even going to be done then. I'm probably only going to get a room or two done, depending on how fast I can get through that. And of course, I don't know, I may have to fix this up as well, run it through this part or something. I'm not exactly sure where I could run those air tubes through, but I'll find somewhere pretty good to run them through. But seems like it's working pretty good. It's still a pretty light boat, pretty quick, and I'm really happy that even with the engine running, I mean, it's not running extremely fast, don't get me wrong, but we are running at a good speed here of maybe 9 to 10 knots, but that back deck still has a block of water above it. It is not completely sunken under the water, but this thing is so far from done. So of course, I'm going to have some more episodes in this series. And of course, if you guys do have any suggestions for the boat, you can of course put those in the comments down below. And hopefully, if they are something really good that I can throw into this boat, I will do that. Or maybe modify it a little bit and find a great way to throw it in here. Because I'd love for it to not only be my ideas, but throwing in some other community ideas as well. And maybe you guys know a little bit of a better way than I do of how to do something, like maybe taking this pillar away. I don't know if I can sneak it through here or not, but I definitely don't want those air intakes too close to the water in high waves and whatnot, just in case if we do get a lot of wind and water crashing above at least this line. I've seen this before get wet, but I've never seen the roof unless I've flipped it when in heavy winds. So I'm pretty sure that is a pretty stable spot to keep our air intake for those engines. But yeah, that is where I'll be ending this episode. Future StormRunner here real quick. I just wanted to tell you guys that I realized I did put the gearboxes on backwards, and I just didn't remember how to put them on here. But yeah, that is something I'm going to need to fix in the future by just swapping them around to give me some more speed instead of the torque they are giving me. I'm 90% sure that I was getting torque instead of speed out of these, but I still have a lot of engine testing I need to do since one of the most recent updates to the game to get my knowledge back up to 100% about all of the mechanics in Stormworks. And if anyone is interested about that clutch with the generators there, I'm basically just going to put a threshold type of microcontroller on where it just turns that clutch open to generate power when we are lower on power. So it's just a little cool thing I created. It's basically an alternator from a car, but built into a boat engine, and I'm assuming that boat engines have that as well. But anyways, yep, back to the video. So of course, if you guys do like this, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel to stay up with Stormworks and more of my content. But I've never been great at goodbyes, when people need me, and I need to go.